Hey there, I'm Megan with Rocky Mountain Sewing and Vacuum. I'm here to tell you guys about the Pfaff Creative Icon, which I love this machine. I love it so much I actually have one at home. She has so many different features that are fantastic, so let's dive right in and talk about some of them. So one cool thing that they added to the Pfaff Creative Icon is a much better needle threader than what we see on most other Pfaffs. The needle threader for this guy is actually a needle threader button, which I'm going to go ahead and press. And then magic happens. It threads the needle by itself. My machine at home, I have never seen it miss once, so it really is fantastic. That way you don't have to struggle, lick the end of the thread and try and get it through, or any of that. No matter what type of thread you're using, metallic, embroidery, normal sewing thread, it'll go through like a dream. Another thing that I love that they added down here is the amount of beautiful lighting that's on here. The Creative Icon has the best lighting in the industry, so you can really see what you're doing while you're sewing. And of course, if you know Pfaff, Pfaff has a beautiful thing called the IDT system, which stands for Integrated Dual Feed Technology. What that is it's this black thing back here. You can engage or disengage it, but when it's engaged, what it does is it adds feed dogs to the top as well as the bottom of your fabric, so that no matter what type of fabric you're using, it will feed absolutely beautifully. So you can do some of that thicker fabric, you can quilt, you can do everything, and just get a nice even feed like a walking foot without actually having to put a walking foot on the machine. One of the best features of the Pfaff Creative Icon is going to be the new Active Stitch technology that they put in this machine. So the Active Stitch technology actually adds a second way of metering your tension. So we've got our standard tension discs here, but right here is going to be that Active Stitch technology. What is cool about it is that it'll actually meter the type of thread that you're using, along with the type of fabric that you're using, and give you perfect tension, especially on those decorative stitches, which this machine is loaded with. Another thing that Pfaff has improved with this machine would be the bobbins. So the bobbins themselves are a bit larger, which makes it so that you don't have to worry about rewinding your bobbins midway through a project or anything. The other thing is that there's two ways to wind a bobbin. You can go through the standard way, which is on top of the machine, or you can actually grab your thread, pull it up through the crevice here, and wind your bobbin that way. So that makes it really easy if you don't want to have to switch out your color and to continue on to the next thing. This thread stand that they added to the top of the Creative Icon is also amazing. What's kind of neat too is if I need to take it to class or bring it in for service or just need to move it around, I can put all of that down, put the lid nice and neat over the top of it so dust doesn't get in there. And it's got this nice, huge carrying handle, which is really supportive of the machine. It's also got this purple silicone that's right there so that my grip isn't loose and so I don't drop it or anything. They also added that silicone onto the hand wheel over here too. Now we're going to talk about the screen. The screen on the Creative Icon is going to be a high capacitive touchscreen, which is just like the one that's on your phone or tablets or anything like that. So it'll respond just to your finger. If I go into my menus and everything, the screen itself is really nice and neat. And I've got all of my options for stitch width, stitch length, everything down in these buttons, along with repeat, free motion, and tie-off options. One thing that I do on mine at home is I can actually drag the ones I use the most and move them around the screen so that I don't have to open that up every time, which I just think is really nice and customizable. You can also change the background color screen and all sorts of stuff on here. You can also go into the menu and see all of the stitches that are available, so you see different sections and all of these different categories that are on there too, which is great. Both of those are things I use all the time. There's one more thing in the sewing side that I like to talk about a whole lot as well, which also applies to the embroidery, which is the book button up here, which is actually your manual on this machine. And what is neat is not only does it have the whole user's guide, where I can actually search and look for something like how to do a buttonhole, but if I'm looking for techniques and tutorials, I as a garment sewer often do a lot of closures, especially on like a fly front zipper, which are a bear to try and remember how to do. I can actually open that up and it shows me step by step every single thing I need to do, what type of materials I need, And it even shows me a quick video on how to do things too. So all of this are features that are built into the machine, which I use all the time and love that they put in there. Now, on the embroidery side, what is kind of neat is if I'm sewing something, know I need to go embroider and want to switch between the two, I can go to this button here and switch between them. So if I go into embroidery, you just heard the feed dogs drop. It's going to calibrate like usual. And then here I can do the same thing and look at all the different categories and different stitches that are available for it too. On this screen, I can also go down here and pull up all my favorite features. And on hoop options, it shows me literally every single hoop that Pfaff has for this machine. And you can purchase any of them and go absolutely crazy, be it magnetic, be it creative, be it anything. They've even added ribbon capabilities and things like that as well, which once again, in the manual, there's tutorials for that. So the screen has tons of information. You can create your own things too. It is just a really fun machine and really easy to use. There are so many other features I could tell you about this machine. However, I don't think we have all the time in the world right now. What I would suggest is go check out one of your local Rocky Mountain Sewing and Vacuum locations where they will show you so much more on this machine than I could tell you. It is fabulous, a workhorse, very powerful, and I think it would be a great addition to your sewing room. Thank you for watching, and I hope you go check one out.